Listen, I thank you all for coming out. I'm representing the People's Plan Coalition. I work for New York Communities for Change, and today we are here. We have been here 3 years in a row demanding budget justice from the budget process of New York City, specifically with this mayor that we have right now. There is a lot that is going to be said today about budget. There is a lot that is going to be said about this mayor. I am going to say one quick thing because I think it is so ironic that we are standing in front of the Tweed Courthouse, named after Boss Tweed, the man who ran Tammany Hall, the most corrupt institution in New York City politics, because he is looking at the New York City politics we have today, shaking his head saying, "You damn fool, you messed it all up." A lot is going to be said more about that mayor. A lot is going to be said about his budget process. I am going to be passing the mic because it is cold and I'm not going to waste anybody's time. So next up is my colleague and friend who's going to talk a little bit about budget stuff and what we are actually demanding. Zara Nassar of the People's Plan.
Hello, hello, can you hear me? Now we're going to be here for the next few months until June 30th when the budget is due. And we'll be out here every week, every day, but we have to talk about this moment that we're in right now because this is not a normal budget process.
No, it's not.
How are we supposed to patch a budget under these circumstances?
Exactly.
We have a mayor who is colluding with the federal government. We have a mayor who is colluding to deport and hurt millions of New Yorkers. And the federal government is and has been considering cutting millions of dollars, potentially more billions, to New York City.
And that's not right.
So we have to say we stand united in our fight against the Trump administration's threats of budget cuts and mass deportations, and we ask New York's leaders to defend us. We need you right now. We need you to defend us against this administration and bolster the city's social services and essential services, not cut them. Not cut them the way that this mayor has been cutting them for the last 3 years. We've been out here every year, demanding the same things, and now the situation is far more dire. And with the recent resignations with top officials who are competent, who are public servants, who have been doing their job day in, day out, keeping this administration afloat, we do not have the confidence that this mayor can deliver. We have a $115 billion budget due in June, and we do not have the confidence that this mayor can put it together.
Right.
So I just want to welcome everyone here to be a part of this. We will be fighting for the leadership that we deserve. We do not think that Eric Adams can remain in office in good faith. And we will be here, meanwhile, trying to make the city run, trying to pass a budget that works for New Yorkers.
That's right. A lot of people.
So with that, I'm going to pass it to our first speaker, Comptroller Brad Landers.
And that's why, in addition to joining this fight to restore the funding for a budget in June, we're also fighting to get a mayor who delivers a safer, more affordable, more livable, and better run New York City, who will stand up and fight for our values and not let families be deported or broken up. Not let Elon Musk come and take our money. A mayor who stands up and fights for our families, and also a mayor who runs a city that lives up to our values. So everyone's got the child care they need, and the schools they deserve, and the CUNY that makes it possible for them to thrive, and the safe neighborhoods that will make this the best city on planet Earth. That's what we're fighting for when we're fighting for a people's budget. That's what we're fighting for when we fight for a new mayor. When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! We fight, we win! When I say people, you say budget. People, budget! People, budget! People, budget! People, budget! Thank you very much.
Make more noise for Comptroller Brad Landers! The next person we're gonna bring, wait, let me take a step back. Is Uptown in the house? The people who are fighting this fight are on the New York City Council. And I'm gonna bring up a council member from Uptown. I'm a little biased though, I had to do that. Miss,
Good morning, people! So, in addition to being the council member for Upper Manhattan in the 10th District, I'm also the co-vice chair of the Progressive Caucus of the Council. And with me today is one of our chairs, Shahana Hani. One of our members, Alexa Aviles. And many other council members stand with you. We're in hearings right now, and we don't have clones yet. But we understand the importance of being here. Let me just say that we are proud to be here today with the people's entire coalition. Because this is not a moment, this is a movement. And this movement has been talking truth to power at least for the last 3 budgets, maybe longer. Many of you have been in this fight for decades for our communities. But this coalition that came together and was really strong has taught us a lot about how we stand up for our people and how we stand up for communities. I want to say to all of you that no matter the chaos that is happening in City Hall, we all have a role to play to make sure that New Yorkers understand what's on the line. And while there is some uncertainty, I think chaos that is caused on purpose by this mayor. What we are certain of is that as a council, we are not going to be negotiating against people and against our communities in this budget cycle.
Because we heard from city council members, but Governor Hochul is a state elected, and we need state electeds to push Governor Hochul to remove Adams. We need state electeds to also hold the line because they represent New York City. So I'm going to bring a state elected, another one of my family members, Emily Gallagher, also from Brooklyn.
That's right. But I want to say that we are actually looking at a different historic moment, which is our future under Eric Adams and Donald Trump, which is techno-feudalism. That is when we are controlled completely by LLCs, by private equity, by corporations, and the international elite. And they own and operate everything from our rent prices, to our food prices, to our child care, to our education. And they can take and give whatever they want because our government has ceded all control to them. And that's what we saw on the dais of Donald Trump's inauguration. We saw people standing there who are not in government, who have not taken the pledges and oath that public servants take. In fact, they have taken pledges and oaths to their international investors to maximize profit for them. And that is being done on our backs.
Get them out!
So, we are here to say that does not happen without our consent. And the first step is Hochul removing Eric Adams to show that New York State does not consent to techno-feudalism. Remove Eric Adams! Remove Eric Adams! We do not want to live in an oligarchy. No matter how flawed our history has been, it has been built on a dream that we are all of value, that every single person here that comes here or is born here has a chance to choose their life. That does not usually work the way that we want it to, but as a public servant, my job is to make it work, to find the flaws and fix it, and to put myself last.
And we have a debt to pay. All those teachers and nurses and auto workers who have been standing up and showing today's generation what a fighting labor movement can look like. The federal sector, we're really proud of being relatively invisible because we make sure that your food is healthy and that your air can be breathed and your water can be drank, and that predatory lenders aren't going to make sure you and your children or your parents are going to die in debt. We do all that pretty darn silently because there's a compact, there's a trust between us as civil servants and the broader public. When all of us federal workers started, we swore an oath to protect our government and to protect our Constitution. The division of powers and the checks and balances have somehow fallen apart, and it is now up to us to follow through on our oath to the Constitution, to the government we serve, and the public we serve, to make sure that Elon Musk does not get away with this. The Federal Unionist Network, I joke, we're called the Fun, right? We named ourselves in less serious times. The Fund put out this call this week for a National Day of Action a week ago, just because the moment it just demanded it. And this is an organization that hasn't existed for more than a year and a half. It wasn't really much of an organization just 3 months ago. We were a WhatsApp community with a bunch of federal unionists who wanted to help each other be strong and stand up for federal workers and for the civil service. Well, in the last 3 months, we have, I believe, arrived as the canary in the coal mine to make it clear to the broader public that we are facing the most severe attack on not just the civil service and the services we provide, but to the democracy itself. And I want to implore everybody who's here today to take the slogan of today's rally, SOS. This is a distress signal from us in the federal service. We are guardians of the civil service, and we need allies to stand with us for I don't know if it's going to take days, weeks, or months, but whatever it takes, we are going to call into the streets the broader public sector labor movement, the broader private sector labor movement, and every working American who sees that the attacks on our services present an existential threat to the American public as such. These attacks are so on the nose, it's hard to believe. The richest man in the world has taken over the government to remake it in his own image.
Despicable.
This is only going to work if every single one of us learn how to become union organizers. A lot of us are activists and done a lot of activism, and some of us are organizers and done a lot of organizing. Everybody right now and for the weeks or months or whatever it takes needs to become an organizer.
Okay. Elon Musk has unleashed chaos at the federal level, and he is going after the people who make our country work and make it safe for everyone, who protect consumers, who make sure their air and water is clean, that our planet is livable, that our planes can fly in the sky. And they are doing this because they're trying to privatize all of the industries that make our lives livable. They're undercutting the power of the public sector precisely because they know they can make a profit off of it. It's shameful.
Shame.
And right now what they're doing is they're telling us that there's government bloat, that there's all this waste, that these public sector civil servants are making a huge profit, are living pretty good off of our taxpayer dollars. And we know that's bullshit.
Indeed. Bullshit.
This is management 101. This is boss 101. Divide and conquer. Turn workers against each other. Turn the working class against each other. And we're not going to fall for it. I'm so proud to stand in solidarity with you. I'm a former member of UAW Local 2110. I know that union members are the heart and soul of the city and this country. Thank you all for being here. We've got to stand up today, tomorrow, for as long as it takes. Solidarity forever. Staying strong.